The moment Captain Grace Monroe stepped into the therapy room and heard the softest whisper, just one word, her knees buckled. It had come from Ava. Ava, who hadn't spoken a single word in 4 years. Her twin sister, Lily, stared in disbelief. And at the center of it all stood the new therapy assistant, a quiet, broad-shouldered man in worn boots and a military haircut, holding a guitar like it was a lifeline. A single dad, a former soldier, and the only person who had ever made her daughter speak. Backstory setup: Captain Grace Monroe wasn't the kind of woman who cried. She was a decorated war hero, a tactical genius, and now one of the most in-demand private security consultants in the world. After her husband died during a humanitarian mission, she raised her twin daughters, Ava and Lily, with a discipline born from battlefield survival. But tragedy struck again when both girls, at age 6, witnessed the traumatic incident they never spoke of. Literally, after that day, they became completely mute. Dozens of therapists came and went. Specialists, programs, even animal therapy, all failed. The girls could hear and understand, but they just wouldn't speak. Grace had accepted it, built her life around silence, until he arrived. Enter the soldier dad. His name was Noah Blake, a former combat medic and single father to a teenage boy. Grace hadn't hired him. Her assistant had found him through a veteran outreach program. He was meant to do light duties, help the kids with play therapy and art. Instead, on his second day, Grace walked past the door and froze. There was Noah, sitting on the floor with a guitar, softly playing a song while Ava and Lily taped rhythms on wooden blocks and smiled. Smiles were rare, very rare, but it wasn't until the third week that something truly unbelievable happened. Twist at the whisper. Grace had come home early from a mission briefing. She quietly approached the therapy room and stopped in the hallway. Inside, Noah was gently strumming his guitar. Ava was leaning against him, her head on his shoulder, while Lily sat across, watching his fingers move. He stopped playing and said, "I used to sing this to my son when he missed his mom." Silence. Then a whisper, so faint it was almost a breath. "A broken bar again." Grace dropped her coffee. She burst into the room, heart thundering. What a broken bar? What did she just say? Noah looked stunned too. Ava looked up, confused but calm. Lily stared at her sister like she'd seen a ghost. "She broken bar," she whispered. "A again," Noah said softly. And then, Lily followed. "A broken bar please." 2 words. After 4 years. The emotional climax. Grace fell to her knees. She didn't care that she was a battle-hardened captain. She didn't care that she had an image to uphold. Tears streamed down her face as she pulled both girls into her arms. "You spoke a broken bar," she whispered. Ava nodded slowly. "Because a broken bar," he listened. That line hit Grace like a bullet to the heart. All these years, experts had been talking at her girls, diagnosing, suggesting, labeling, but no broken bar. He listened, he sang, he played, he sat in silence and just let them be. He treated them not like problems, a broken bar, but like people. Final twist. Grace's offer. That night, over dinner, Grace sat across from Noah. "Why are you here?" she asked. He hesitated. "After my wife died, my son stopped talking to me. I thought maybe if I helped someone else's kids a broken bar I'd learn how to reach mine." Grace stared, speechless. "You already have," she whispered. The next week, she offered Noah a full-time role, not as a therapy assistant, but as co-director of a new trauma healing program for military children. "No titles," he said. "Just a broken bar. Let me play guitar." "Deal." She smiled. "But you'll need a raise." Uplifting ending. 6 months later, Grace watched from the wings of a small stage. Ava and Lily, now 9, stood hand in hand, nervously facing a group of other kids. Noah sat beside them with his guitar. He strummed softly, and Ava stepped forward and whispered into the mic. "We used to be afraid of broken bar, now we sing." The room went silent. Then applause exploded, and in the back, Captain Grace Monroe, the iron-willed soldier, wiped tears from her eyes once again. Not because her daughters could speak now, but because someone had reminded her that healing isn't about force, it's about presence. Closing line message. So if you know someone who's gone quiet, a broken bar, don't rush to fix them. Sometimes, the greatest healing starts with a whisper, and someone patient enough to wait for it. At Y Negation, if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who believes in second chances.